Hey y'all! Pokemon Crystal using only one Mareep was a frustrating roll of the dice, so this week I'm going to use a Pokemon known for bringing luck. This week, let's see if we can beat Pokemon Red using only one Clefairy. As usual, the rules are I can only use Clefairy in battle, and I can't use any items in battle. By the way, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and check out more of the videos on my channel. Clefairy has maintained relevance ever since its release. Clefable is good in single battles, and ever since Eviolite became an item, Clefairy's been good in VGC double battles. Offensively, well, the stats are pretty low, but the trade-off is pretty good TM moves, albeit a pretty sad level of moveset. Also, Clefairy's Japanese name is Beepy, so get ready for an unbelievable exhibition of restraint on my part. Alright y'all, let's do this. Off at Professor Oak's lab, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Charmander with Clefairy so that our rival will pick Squirtle. Clefairy has moves that can hit all three starters for super effective damage, so really, I just picked Squirtle because I figure Blastoise is the bulkiest. Also, we get to see that chonky Toidle. Clefairy is a pink Pokemon known around the world for gathering in groups for moonlit raves, so I nickname our Clefairy Daft Pink. Clefairy starts off with just Pound and Growl, and doesn't learn much after that, so basically it's the same as a fist-bumping Guido. Not much to say for now besides the fact that we're able to pound the shell out of the rival Bubs to win the first battle, which is great because we need all the experience that we can get for Brock. Yeah, so we had to level up for Brock, and as always, this game is very frustrating because you either have a move that can knock out Brock's Pokemon, or you don't. And you don't have access to TMs until after you beat Brock, which is especially frustrating since right after you beat him, you can get the TM for Water Gun when you enter Mount Moon, which Clefairy can learn. For now, Sing helps to stall for turns, although you have to land 5 on each of Brock's Pokemon before he runs out of full heals. Also, Sing has awful accuracy. This battle wasn't really possible until we learned Double Slap at level 18. While Pound is more accurate and less frustrating to use, it only does a couple of damage, whereas Double Slap will do a minimum of 1 damage per hit, plus it has the chance to critical hit multiple times, so on average it does more damage over time. Also remember that multi-hit moves chain critical hits in this game. But the grind wasn't as bad as it could have been, thanks to Clefairy being in what's called the fast level up group, so it really didn't take long to reach level 18, but more on that later. With Brock's Rocks behind us, we take on Misty in the Cerulean City Gym, and we now have the TM for Mega Punch, which is a pretty strong normal type move, albeit with 80% accuracy, and it would have made Misty a little bit easier, but I decided not to use it quite yet. I wanted to see if we could beat Misty with our current moveset, and with the power of janky Gen 1 Sleep Turn mechanics, we did! After asserting Aquatic Authority, next up is the rival Bubs once again, and for once his Pidgeotto is not a complete jerk. It actually decides to go to sleep and not sling sand in our eyes, which is good because Sing can do inaccurate all by its bad self. This battle was surprisingly easy, or should I say it went surprisingly well. That's 2 important battles now that we've won on the first try, and at level 24 we get the choice to teach Minimize, which I do, but don't worry, it isn't going to get used hardly at all. In fact, it doesn't even get used during a single important battle. Now it's time for the back-to-back Bubs battle on the SS Sand, and it's the same battle, except his Pokemon are stronger, but our moves got stronger. We now have Bubble Beam and Body Slam, which is great in these runs. We beat Bubs faster than it took Dubstep to die, and we move right along. Hey, that could be a genre of music, Bubstep. Next up is Lieutenant Surge, and it's the Battle of the Mascots. Well, kinda, but did you know that for a time Clefairy was planned to be a mascot of the Pokemon franchise? There was even a spin-off manga featuring a Clefairy as the main protagonist Pokemon. Okay, well now that I'm done impersonating Did You Know Gaming, we body slam the squishy electric types and collect the Tunda Badge. Next up is the rival battle with Bubs in Lavender Town, and this is where we start to see Clefairy's moveset really come together. I taught it the TM for Thunderbolt that we just received from Lieutenant Surge, and now we can hit the Wartortle for super effective damage. In fact, Clefairy now has one of the best type coverage combinations in the game with Electric and Water. The only combo I could argue is better is Electric and Ice, and oh yeah, Clefairy can learn Ice Beam and Blizzard. Truly incredible stuff here, folks. For once, I have all the options one could dream of. Yeah, so take a wild guess how the battle with Giovanni went. If you guessed embarrassing for him, congratulations, you're today's winner. You win a fabulous prize of, well, nothing. There's no prize. Actually, you know what? Here's a cookie. You earned it. Yeah. And after eating our own cookie in front of Giovanni, while snickering na-na-na-na-boo-boo, we head to the Celadon City Gym to take on the Grass-type gym leader, Erica. I considered replacing Bubble Beam with the TM for Ice Beam, which you can get from the roof of the Celadon City department store, but I decided to delay losing Bubble Beam until a little bit later. I figured Clefairy could just body slam its way to victory, and lo and behold, I was right! Thanks, Erica, for picking terrible moves. You're a real pal. Next up is Koga in the Fuchsia City Gym, and this was interesting. I thought I could have taught the TM for Psychic to Clefairy to make this easier, but I actually decided that I would need to teach it later in the run. Besides, we don't have the ability to badge boost special yet, so Weezing can still easily survive Psychic and 1-hit KO with self-destruct. So instead, I chose to replace Minimize with Defense Curl. It allows us to badge boost our stats, just attack and defense right now, but more importantly, the defense boost allows us to survive self-destruct, otherwise there's no way to survive once Koga decides to click the boom button. But now that we have Koga's badge to boost our speed, we can take on the rival Bubs in the Sylph Company building. And Defense Curl is great because it raises our defense while also badge boosting our other stats. Only problem is that Clefairy is in the fast level up group like I mentioned earlier, so we often level up during the battle, which resets our badge boosts. That's why you saw me knocking out the Pidgeot first so we could level up before spamming Defense Curl. And yeah, for those who don't know, every time your stats are modified in this game, the boosts you get from the badges are reapplied, which is why Clefairy is able to outspeed Pokemon like Alakazam and 1-hit KO things with Body Slam. With Bubs out of the way, it's time to take on Giovanni, but he's not a problem at all. We set up defense curls for badge boost, but that's mostly just to speed up the battle. Giovanni sucks so bad, he couldn't really do anything even without badge boost. You could even see this happen when Clefairy levels up right before his Nidoqueen, losing all of our extra badge boost, and Giovanni still can't do a thing. Clefairy really is out here putting my man to shame. Hey Giovanni, what's it like to lose to a marshmallow? Well, with that behind us, I decided to go straight to Sabrina just to test the waters, because I figured Body Slam will prey upon her Pokemon's weak defense stats, and I was right. We can't badge boost on the Kadabra because it actually attacks and can do pretty big damage, so we wait until the Mr. Mime. But the only downside here is that once again we can't help but level up during the battle, which removes our extra badge boost. So, without the badge boost, we can't outspeed her Pokemon because of our terrible base speed, but thankfully, her Alakazam, which is supposed to have 5,000 IQ, goes for Recover at full health, and then gets paralyzed by Body Slam. Alright! Man, Clefairy really is just cruising along. I get to Blaine in the Cinnabar Island gym, and I decide, what the heck, I'm not even going to bother thinking about strategy with this one. I know I'm going to level up during the battle and lose my badge boost, but it doesn't really matter, because Blaine is notoriously bad and makes some of the most boneheaded decisions, like healing with super potions at full health. The cherry on top is that Fire Spin and or Fire Blast could have still been a problem, but Blaine doesn't use those. Instead, his Arcanine tries to take down the hardest fairy you've ever seen, like a fool. The final gym battle with Giovanni in the Viridian City Gym is nothing to worry about, but it does illustrate a good point about badge boost. At the beginning of the battle, Clefairy gets so many badge boosts to speed and special that we can outspeed a Duck Trio and even 1-hit KO Nidoqueen. Then, like usual, Clefairy levels up during the battle, and the badge boosts go away, and then not only is the Nidoking a 3-hit KO with Bubble Beam, but the Rhydon actually survives. I repeat, the Rhydon, which is double weak to water, survives a Bubble Beam. This fast level up group is seriously a problem. With 8 gym badges in hand, it's time to take on the Elite Four, but first, another rival battle with Bubs. And the curse continues as Clefairy levels up not once, but twice during the course of this battle. Thankfully though, the second level up happens after his last Pokemon, the Blastoise, and the first, well, after his Pidgeot. So as long as we knock out the Pidgeot right away, we're pretty much free to set up defense curls against the Rhyhorn, and then outspeed and 1-hit KO the rest of Bubs' Pokemon. This is the first time since we've been badge boosting where this was possible without me purposefully manipulating our experience to do so. It just happened to work out that way by chance. Alright, here are the stats going into the Elite Four. The stats are decent, despite the speed being a little bit lower, and I've also got a bag full of TMs that I picked up along the way, so we got options galore. And seriously, it's almost as if Clefairy gets access to every kind of move, and I'm not talking about Metronome. Up first is Lorelei the Ice Queen. I think we can win, but if she stomps us, I hope it's in stilettos. Defense Curl is great to badge boost our special, but thanks to that fast experience group, I have to wait until we knock out not just her Dugong, but also her Cloyster before leveling up, and then we can set up on the Slowbro. Although while we're setting up, she has the opportunity to boost her special with Amnesia, at which point her special will far outweigh our badge boosted special. But most of the time, Thunderbolt is able to do the job, and Body Slam is easily able to knock out the Jinx. But even with all the badge boosted special, her Lapras is bulky enough to survive and almost take us out with Blizzard. After Lorelei is Bruno, and it's time for Bubble Beam to go. I already know that I'm going to need Psychic for Agatha, so why not use it now too? If Clefairy is Daft Pink, then we straight drop the base on Bruno. Experience curve be a cruel mistress, but luckily for Clefairy, Bruno is so trash that it doesn't even matter. I set up our defense curls on the lead Onyx, despite the fact that we level up anyways because badge boosts are irrelevant here. Psychic hits Bruno harder than Don't Stop Believing at the end of a wedding reception, and like most marriages, the battle with Bruno is over before either of us has time to figure out just where it all went wrong. Oh wait, no, I know why. Because Bruno spent all of his time training with his Pokemon, and yeah, they still suck. That's it. I figured it out. Woohoo! And speaking of musical analogies, the battle with Agatha is like listening to somebody sing the 99 Bottles song and actually run out of bottles. The problem is that her Golbat has Haze, and we absolutely need badge boosts to stand a chance against her Pokemon, which all have high special. And even worse, once again, I need to knock out one Pokemon so that we level up before we start badge boosting. The best battle is one where Agatha spends most of her time switching Pokemon and clicking Dream Eater while we're awake. And every other battle is the worst battle. Seriously, I have to reset so many times. This battle's very punishing, which is surprising because the rest of this challenge has been pretty forgiving. Even on the attempt where I actually won, it was completely by chance. Agatha had multiple turns to knock us out while we were paralyzed and only had 4 HP, but she just straight up record scratches the end of this battle. Seriously, there's no reason we should have won here, but I'm not complaining. Next up is the final Elite Four member Lance, and I hope you enjoyed the move Psychic because now it's gone! I replaced it with Ice Beam for obvious reasons. Lance have dragons, dragons no like ice, Ice Beam go burr. I also make sure to pop a rare candy because leveling up will reset our experience and I want to delay leveling up during the battle as long as possible, since a critical hit from Aerodactyl would still be bad news, so I really want to outspeed it. Although, turns out, I am worried about the wrong Pokemon entirely. We get past the Gyarados and then, of all Pokemon, Dragonair comes out and lands a critical hit Slam while we're setting up our defense curls. Clefairy hangs on, but yeah, one strong move is going to take us out. But my rare candy pays dividends, since we outspeed the Aerodactyl and then level up after it goes down. Dragonite could take us out with a Hyper Beam, but Clefairy is as cold as ice and freezes the chubby dragon. Seriously, how's that thing even airborne? With that, it's finally time to take on the champion, Arrival Bubs. You know, for a Pokemon that levels up quickly, Clefairy is at a surprisingly low level, only 61. So yeah, there's just no way to avoid leveling up during the battle, but I also don't want to use a bunch of rare candies and get unnecessary levels just to try to stop that. So I head into the battle and decide I'll set up 3 defense curls on the Pidgeot, hoping to have enough attack by that point to want to kill the Alakazam. But it's actually a damage range, so sometimes we have to get lucky. Listen, the jokes were either going to be about Daft Punk or Beepy, and the latter is kind of Scott's Thoughts thing. After slamming the Zam, we level up, so it's time to set up our remaining 3 defense curls to regain our badge boosts. At this point, it's just a matter of blasting away with our good attacks and hoping the Blastoise doesn't critical hit a Hydro Pump. But we've come too far to give up who we are, and since Clefairy was up all night, we got lucky, froze the Exeggutor, and then Thunderbolt knocks out the Blastoise, winning us the battle. And with that, the challenge is over! Clefairy was really fun to use and really surprised me with how strong and versatile it was. You just have to be careful about when you level up because of the fast experience group. Well, as always, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. These videos are a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, so I really do appreciate it. There's a playlist on my channel where you can find the rest of my Pokemon Challenge videos if you want to check those out as well. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, subscribe and enable notifications so you'll know right away the next time one of these episodes is uploaded. And let me know in the comments what other Pokemon you want to see me do, and I'll probably do it. Also, let me know in the comments if you want to see me do a run where I only use Metronome. I mean, that'd be pretty terrible, but I'm kind of down to do it. I'm still planning to finish the Pokedex for Pokemon Red and Pokemon Crystal, but I'm also open to different challenge ideas. Also, feel free to hit me up if you have experience with coding or modifying these games, because I have ideas for challenges I'd like to do, but when it comes to programming, I might as well be Fred Flintstone. Well, for now, next week we're heading back to Johto to find out if I can beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Spinarak. Oh god, I don't even like spiders. Why am I doing this to myself? Anyways, until next time, y'all, as always, Bye!